I've been using Nexora mining for a little over a month now, and in this video, I'll give you a full review and breakdown of everything you need to know to determine whether if this platform is right for you. When I think of cloud mining, I know that most platforms are not hooked up to actual ASICs Bitcoin miners, and a lot of these APRs are just too good to be true. And a lot of the ones that you can invest in end up being a waste of your time and money. But Nexora mining is backed up by actual Bitcoin ASICs miners, offers an APR of about 60% with our current Bitcoin price of a little over 110,000. And recently they just added a pre-sale. So if you click up here, you'll see you can save 12.6%. It now lowers it to 11.7 USDT per sale or per 1 terahash. And this ends up being over 75% APR. And so the main business model, or the way Nexora mining makes their money, is mainly through commissions. If you look down here, you can see total commission, production commission is 20%. And if you use a referral code, that goes down to 17% because it takes 15% of that off. And I'll just try to break this down as simply as possible. So with how Bitcoin mining difficulty works, 1 terahash with no maintenance or electricity is going to give you about 50 sats a day. Now you include the electricity fees. Even at the great price we're getting, they pay 5 cents per kilowatt hour with their current plan, which they have for 5 years. That ends up being about half the sats, so we're looking at 25. So now you look at the 20% commission, they're going to take another 20, and you can see the daily BTC right there is 21 per day. So the stats I gave you weren't exactly accurate, but they're pretty close, and they all end up at the same place at 21 per day at this current price. So while they do mark up their non-pre-sale terahash 15%, Matt told me they just reinvest all that anyway, and they make their money with the commissions. So the more they sell, the more commissions they make. They sell 100 terahash, they're going to make that 17, 20% commission every hour. So now that you know how they make their money, let's see what I've made in a little bit over a month. For people who've been following my channel for a while, I used to make weekly videos updating an account for a previous app that I used to use. And I'm going to start doing that with Nexora mining. So every Wednesday morning, I'm going to put out a short. It's going to show you my current account update, show you my sats, how much I made, and how much I've invested, my current return on investment, and how long until it'll take me to start profiting. So if you're interested in something like that, seeing where this goes with me, maybe you're on the fence with investing, want to see how my account grows over time, and then maybe invest, this is a good way to, see if this is legitimate or not. And it'll pretty much go like this. Today is August 26th. As of the making of this video, Bitcoin's current price is $111,255. I've earned 140,169 Satoshis, which is $155.85 at Bitcoin's current price, bringing me at a total return on investment at 4.6%. The 6,714 sats I earn a day earns me $7.47 at Bitcoin's current price. Take $3,026.93 divided by $7.47, and I'll start seeing a profit off my investment in 431 days. And those stats do look great, but there is one thing I want to point out just for transparency. So earlier in this week, they actually had a power outage, and it took out about half of their earning facilities. Well, Matt didn't want us to go without, so he's actually raised our commissions for a little while. Actually, he took away his commissions, raising our APR, kind of making up for our losses. And I'm just going to show you how this went down. So if you look here, this is over the last week. You can see like I was getting new night. You see where it says 124996, and and then you can see it was only going up like 60, and that's with 238. That's not a lot of even per hour. That's not a lot of Bitcoin. So let's go over to today, and I'll give you another example. So you can see like 139,678. You go next, that goes to 926. So we're looking at well over 200, like 250. Which is going to be more than what we're going to generally get. Right now, you can see it's at 70.7%. And at Bitcoin's current price, I would guess that would be closer to like 58, 60%. But this is also without the referral code. So if you have a referral code put in, it takes away 15% of those commissions. So it would probably be, even if it was at 58%, it would probably be at 60. If it was at 60, it would be at 62, etc., etc. So this obviously isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, But the way I look at it is once I do, hit my threshold of 100% return on investment, then I pretty much have a savings account that gives me 60% APR. And if Bitcoin goes up, that's going to be much higher than that as well. And when I talk about Bitcoin going up and it changing the APR, so let's do an example. So we have 100 terahash, and so we'll just do 111. Right now, we're looking at an APR of, it's high right now, 68%. But if we're going to go up to 200, that skyrockets up to 200%. Like I said, our commissions are a little high right now, and in future videos it'll probably be a little more accurate, but as just a general, you can see it goes all the way up from 70-something% to almost 200. And the reason this is obviously, the sats you're getting are worth more, but also because these sats are worth more, it takes less sats to pay for the electricity, so you're not even getting more valuable sats, you're getting more of them, period. And then you have to take into account with Bitcoin mining difficulty, as the price goes down, generally the Bitcoin difficulty goes down, and it goes up, Pretty simple knowledge there. So I wanted to go over this pre-sale a little more and kind of let you know what's going on. So you see you saved 12.6%, but what's the catch? Well, this won't actually be active for 30 days. So you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound good. The way I look at it is, let's say we're getting 60% APR for our normal terahash, right? So after a month, you're going to get about 5%, like I did. Well, if you have 15% off, you're losing 5%. Looks like you're winning, in my opinion. And you can see that reflected down here. The monthly USD 75.20, estimated APR 77.44. Well, you can see your monthly USD doesn't change because it's still the same terahash, but now you're at 77.55% APR. And I had the plans next month to make a large purchase to put me into the silver tier. If I had the choice, I'll buy the pre-sale terahash. I know the promotion won't last forever, but I think a month I'll be safe. And I'm actually going to buy some of this now. If you come to my wallet tab, you can see that I already pre-bought about 39 USDT. All of my other videos have deposit tutorials, so if you want to see that, go ahead and look at those videos. They're linked in the description as well. So let's just buy some terahash. Let's go to dashboard. We're going to go to pre-sale. I have enough for 3. Let's come down here. Purchase 3. And pay with USDT. And purchase successful. So now this is the first time I've done this. So you can see now where it says pending terahash 3. And mining will start on September 25th. So probably my next full review video will be a little bit after that. It did change my return on investment stats, so what I showed you earlier is now a little out of date, but it will be accounted for in my next account update video. And now, since I've been with Nexora for over a month, all of my miners except for one have the ability to use the buyback feature. So what happens is, you see this little money sign, the little red money sign, you click on that, and after a month you can sell this back to Nexora for 75% of what you bought it for. I can't think of any reason why you'd want to sell your Bitcoin miners, but it is an option for you. Next, let's do a Bitcoin withdrawal to a speed wallet. You can see that I have 146,000 sats. Let's just go with the 140,000 to keep it even. So open your speed wallet, hit receive, make sure you click Bitcoin, not Lightning, and then copy your address. So in Nexora, we're going to click withdrawal. We're going to change currency to Bitcoin. Make sure we have the Bitcoin network. Be aware that there is a 10-cent USDT purchase fee, which helps pay for their Bitcoin transfer fees, obviously. So let's paste our Bitcoin wallet address, and then we're going to put in 0.0014 for 140,000 sats. Hit submit withdrawal request. And it should come in a minute. I'll be right back as soon as it comes in. And there it is, 140,000 Satoshis from Nexora Mining into my speed wallet. I plan to get a cold storage wallet by the end of the year. So when that comes around, I'll do a tutorial on how to send Bitcoin from Nexora Mining into your own personal wallet. Next, let's quickly go over tiers. I have 241 terahash per second, so I'm still in the bronze tier. And when I hit 500, my commissions go from 20% down to 15%. And with the referral code, it's actually 12.75%. And you can see at the bronze tier, it's currently at 68% APR, and the silver is at 73%. So it's an increase of 5%, which is pretty significant when you think of other kinds of investments. And hitting 2000 terahash per second is a whole nother beast in its own, but that would bring you down to 10%, and that would be 8.5% with the referral code. So in the gold tier, with the referral code, you're looking at almost 80% APR at the current price, and this is with non-presale terahash. And then the platinum, diamond, and VIP tiers pretty much just change the purchase fee for terahash. It stays at 10% commission. Like I said in the beginning of the video, their business model is based off the commission fees. So if you're somebody who's spent $100,000 on miners, you're making them just plenty and you deserve a discount. And as far as being able to trust Nexora, here's Matt showing me a test of an A6 Bitcoin miner during their last large installation. And I turned the sound way down because these Bitcoin mining facilities are very loud. But if you listen to our interview I did with Matt about a week and a half ago, we talked about how he plugs these into a pool miner. It's via BTC, and then he's able to distribute the rewards that way. But anyway, for more transparency, if you scroll down, you'll see that almost all the miners are active, 38 out of 40. And he mentioned the only one that was really off was this one on the bottom, which I don't think is hooked up to anything yet. So everything is active. And the power outage that we had earlier this week was caused by a major storm. And he said that this should be a very rare occurrence. But at the end of the day, all this shows is I can actually trust these guys, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. But, I've been talking with Matt for long enough. Shown me so much. We've had, the long discussion that you may have seen or may not have seen. I'll link that in the description as well. But I just think this is really cool, and I think we're really early on something like this, and I'm very excited. And anyways, this actually just popped up today, and I was going to put out this whole video. This was going to be the end, but they added a hosting tab. And apparently if you're a large investor, like it says 50,000 or more, like investment range, 50,000 to 500,000 plus, they have a package where it looks like you can expect APRs from about 70 to 70% at Bitcoin's current price. So if you're thinking about being a large investor, I would definitely take a look at this. It could be worth your time. The couple last things I wanted to go over is if you see this little bell, now there's an announcement tab. So you can see a few hours ago there was a little login issue. They mentioned their electrical power update, the repairs when that happened about a week ago. See it stopped happening about 4 days ago. So I think it's definitely worth checking this out. I'm sure they're going to have more than just, things that are problems. I'm sure if they have like announcements for promotions and things like that. So this should be worth checking from time to time. And the last thing I want to mention is within a month or so, they should have a debit card system where you can buy your terahash. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but as soon as they drop it, I'll break it down in complete detail, use it myself, and show you how it's done. And if there's anything you think I didn't cover, they also have a white paper and a frequently asked questions, and I'll link those in the description as well. I try to cover everything, but if you have anything else, maybe that'll answer it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. I hope you guys check out my weekly account update videos. And if you have any questions for me, you can always hop on my Discord, you can hop on the Nexora Mining Discord, and you can always leave a comment. And remember, if you do decide to use Nexora Mining and don't use a referral code, you won't receive the 15% discount on commissions. So if you want a free and easy way to support the channel while helping yourself, please use my code that's in the description, as well as what you can see on the screen. I'm really excited to see where this platform goes, and I'm glad you're all on this ride with me. I appreciate you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see you up in the clouds.